was the coldest boondocking experience we have had to date.
We thought Moab was going to be warm. We were wrong.
So wrong. There's ice and snow everywhere. We were like, yeah, we'll get a mountain bike ride in. Nah.
Shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turned on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me.
Welcome to Arches National Park in Moab, Utah. We are so excited that we have finally gotten to see a national park in Utah. Of the mighty five, we're going to see Arches and Canyonlands before we head down to Phoenix. And hopefully we're going to get to the western side of Utah eventually to see the rest of them.
Can you believe in 3 years of traveling, we still had not visited a Utah national park? We knew it would be different in the winter, but we weren't quite prepared for how different. So is Moab still worth visiting in the wintertime? Let's find out.
There's the three gossips. We're gossips.
People that talk about other people.
Okay.
Put my foot here, put my hand here, put my other hand here, and put one hand right here. Scooch down, put my other hand here, put my other hand here, and then just jump.
Good job.
There was no shortage of things to climb, which was probably our kids' favorite part.
South window, north window. And this is Turret Arch.
So we've determined that this is definitely a park that we're gonna have to come back to when it's warm, and hopefully someday when we have a Jeep or something like that. You know, there's a lot of cool 4x4 trails here, and the hike to Delicate Arch is 3.2 miles, which is nothing for our family really. However, they do recommend that you have traction, like, what are they called? Traction things on your shoes. Anyways, we don't have the right gear. There's a lot of snow and ice right now, so we are going to skip it, but it looks like there's a lot of people up there that managed to make it.
Unfortunately, we just didn't have enough time to explore everything. We missed Devil's Garden and Landscape Arch, and we didn't get to hike to Delicate Arch like we wanted to. But all in all, it was a really pretty drive and a gorgeous sunset.
That silly door. Don't touch it, it'll fall off. Not just cabinet doors now. It's full-on doors. Oh, okay.
No, just rip it off.
Stop. No, don't rip it off. Stop messing with it. We're boondocking just outside of Arches National Park, and it's beautiful. Like, Utah is gorgeous, but Utah is also very cold right now. We did not look at the temperatures. I don't know why, and I also don't think it would have stopped us, but the low tonight is 14 degrees and we are boondocking. We currently have the generator going, the heater's on. The heater can run off the batteries just fine, but because it's so cold, I think it's affecting the batteries.
Thought I'd just take a second to let you know that it is not all glitz and glam, and this is one of those moments. Fortunately, you can hear it. Wendy's heater's still running. Thank goodness for those golf car batteries. I'm out here, everyone else is inside the warmish trailer, and I'm setting up the generator, putting the propane in, getting it started, and then I have to go put water in it. So I'm out here in the cold, got to do all these things. So it's not always this fantastic glitz and glam. In some ways it's kind of fun, but I would much rather be in there right now.
All right, we are headed to Canyonlands National Park this morning. We stayed last night in the It was the coldest boondocking experience we have had to date.
We thought Moab was going to be warm. We were wrong.
So wrong. There's ice and snow everywhere. We were like, yeah, we'll get a mountain bike ride in. Nah.
Bummer, but it does make me really want to come back here sometime when it's warm. And I have a Jeep again.
Yes. Oh, this area is awesome. It's also, everyth's closed probably due to COVID, but maybe because of winter also.
The snow on all of like the mesas and the buttes and everything like that kind of adds a different depth to it that normally you don't see.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's different. Yeah,
and it sparkles in the sun, which is really pretty. Alright, gas and propane is a little difficult if you're not inside town in Moab. There's one gas station, it's a Chevron. And if you go during a break, when they don't have an operator for their propane, then you have to drive 30 minutes into town and back.
They fill propane from 10 to 3, Monday through Friday. And that is all. And then the guy takes like an hour lunch at noon.
We're driving through Moab to the other side of Moab to the feed supply store to get propane because we don't want to run out. It's going to be a very cold night again tonight.
Yeah.
And we're off to Canyonlands. Little did we know that we would enjoy this park even more than Arches.
This Schaefer's Road behind me, and it goes all through the canyon here. It looks amazing. It's not open right now, and even if it was, I'm not sure the van could do it. So someday we need to come back here with a truck or possibly a Jeep someday. There's so many cool trails here to see. In the wintertime, they're just not all open for obvious reasons. They're covered in snow and ice right now.
Look how close it gets to the edge right there.
Oh my gosh, you're making me nervous. Oh, wow. I think as the kids get older, my anxiety, and maybe as I get older, my anxiety is just like creeping up. This is a beautiful canyon. It is full of drop-offs like this, which offer amazing views. My boys are very adventurous and have very little fear. So I have enough fear for the entire family. Dad's setting boundaries right now on the edge of where they can climb. And it still makes me nervous.
you sleepy, Chloe?
We made it to Mesa Arch, which is just right back there in the background. And I'm actually surprised by how many people, like there's a decent amount of people here in the middle of the wintertime, but it's not super crowded, which I imagine it would be in the summer. We are using Gypsy Guide, which I don't know if we talked about yet.
I'm sure we've talked about it at least once or twice. It's about the best thing there is for driving through a national park.
Yeah, if you are going to visit a national park and you only have like limited time to see it and you're just basically driving through, we strongly advise an audio tour. And we got a Arches and Canyonlands like combo pass, and it even takes you through the town of Moab, so it's got some interesting information,
history
as you
and
drive
stuff like
through.
that. Now with the coronavirus, you know, a lot of it's understaffed, so you don't get the ranger programs, you don't get to go through the visitor centers, you don't get to tour that kind of stuff like normally that you would. So the learning is kind of, there's the opportunity for learning is less. But with this, you still get at least some, and it's pretty informative.
Visiting Utah in the wintertime, be aware that there's snow and ice everywhere. We didn't know this. I don't know why. We just didn't realize there would be so much snow and ice. So if you're trying to get out and mountain bike, it might be a little bit more difficult. Hiking is a little bit more difficult without the right treads and tracks on your shoes, but we're still having a really great time. Another thing is the visitor centers, whether it's due to coronavirus or the winter, we're not exactly sure, or a combination of both, but they're basically shut down. Museum parts are totally blanketed over. You can go in and you can get information from the rangers, but if you're going to do the junior ranger badge, they're going to hand you the booklet and the badges. And so there's no ceremony for the kids. We're going to do something special and try to do like an ice cream out after they finish the books and present them their badges on our ice cream outing to make it a little bit special for them, because they're literally just handing them out to them and the kids are like, oh, cool, whatever. It's not as crowded, which is really nice. It also could be due to coronavirus, but it is a different park. I feel like I haven't been here in the summertime, but I think that the experience is probably a lot different in the winter than it is in the summer. You get the fantastic views and I love the snow-capped mountains in the back and the snow on the mesas and stuff, which is really nice. It is a little bit chilly, so bring your gear.
Oh, no.
Just in case you're wondering, there's a such thing as squatty potty porta potties. Vaulted toilets. I don't know. I didn't know they existed until we got here. We've seen them at Arches and here at Canyonlands. Standing here at Buck Canyon Overlook, and this is a really beautiful sight. It's even more beautiful because the children are waiting for us in the car. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. It's stunning with the light on it. We get some pretty funny looks with the bikes on our back like that. It's not exactly biking season. Sure wish it was though. Another family tip if you're coming in the wintertime, bring something hot to drink. It's hot chocolate time. We've reached the end of the line and we're heading back through the park, so the kids are going to enjoy some hot chocolate.
Hat, like my rain hat. It's pretty cool.
That looks pretty
Steaming.
good. Yeah, it's going to be hot, especially in the thermoses.
Okay.
I'll give that one to Chloe.
All right.
You know how to work the lid? Here, let me.
Okay.
I want to see how hot it is.
I think this is the perfect close to a day. Is it blurry? The kids are climbing Whale Rock right now, which is mostly slick rock, which is super fun. And it's marked, the trail is marked by Karens or however you say it. And so they're having a really good time just exploring. The boys are just going all over the place. We hiked all the way to the top of the Whale Back. I'll show you from below. This is a really fun kid hike, and it didn't make my heart beat like some of the other places did, because there's not sheer drop-offs and there's a ton of stuff for them to hop over and run and jump all over the place. It is. The dust is coming off. This is what happens when the wind constantly blows against it. See all the sand that's coming off? Yep, and when the ice melts and cracks, there go the explorers up to the top.
So while it probably wasn't the same experience we would have in the summer, we are definitely glad that we got to see a couple of the parks in Utah. Despite the weather, there's always something to explore. The excitement didn't end there, though. There were still a few adventures left to be had before we hit Phoenix, so make sure and stay tuned next week. We'll see you out there.